The last announcement is that we will be having our third presentation on the proposed strategic planning, and this one will be by Father Deacon Alexander. So please take it away.
Well, if you haven't had a chance to see the past two presentations, if you are maybe not here or joining us remotely and there were some technical difficulties, those past two presentations have been posted to the YouTube page. So if you just go to the website /YouTube, even if you look at the live stream and the band at the top, you'll be able to see the past two presentations. They were done very, very well. What we're doing these 4 weeks, Justin started us by beginning us with the look at really the history and what brought us here and why we started looking at the strategic planning in the first place. Bob last week, which was a very good presentation, I do commend reading and looking that online, talked a little bit about what a feasibility study is. I'm going to talk a little bit about today why now, in terms of looking at the present and getting a base after these two very good talks, and then Father Ignatius will come in back clean up and really look at the future in terms of what we're hoping to accomplish with the feasibility study. But let's look at really why now. Of all things, and it's maybe counterintuitive during this time, especially when things are uncertain and when things are just very up in the air, so to speak, both in our community and outside our community. We have to be honest with each other about these kind of obstacles, these headwinds we face. But I think there are some reasons that we can look at these and actually see how, even though they are some headwinds and there are some things that we need to be aware of, that there are answers. There are things that actually, if you look at maybe the other side and look at the other aspect of some of these concerns, that it actually now is a very good time for us to be looking at strategic planning. The first question that I want to explore with you today is why in the fall? Why we want to do this? If the course is going the way we would like it to go, we would have a town hall type of opportunity for you to answer questions on October 4th, and then we would use October and November for the charrettes, for the meetings of the stakeholders. And the question is, why would we want to do now in this kind of difficult time? Well, first of all, the way that our liturgical year goes, it's important for us to do this now. September, October, November are times of new beginnings in our parish life. This is the new year, and we get into our liturgical life and get into the more deeper aspects of Lent and the Nativity fast. Those times are for added prayer and focus. This actually is a great time for us to be looking at and having an opportunity for us to be talking together, virtual and in person. And one nice thing about what we've been seeing now with our study groups that have been online is that there are attendance, there's interest. We do have the time, and we have the ability now with technology and broadband to actually do this well and have people interact in real time in a variety of locations. So it's important for us, I think, to not let this be something that would prevent us from doing it at a very good time. Otherwise, the students not here in the summer, we have Lent, and then we would be looking again next fall in 2021, and that's a whole year wasted. I think this is a great opportunity for us to go ahead and move forward and to be able to be in a position at this time next year to know where the parish is going from here. The second question that I would like to answer is, why are we doing this, or why are we not doing this ourselves? Why are we spending some money to bring in a consultant? And to answer that question, I think it's really important just to remember some of the experiences we've had with our own strategic planning in the past. This is above our pay grade, and it's important for us to realize that we do need to bring in people who are leaders in the industry, who know about code, who know about the various obstacles and various challenges, not only of our current day, but also what we're experiencing within the borough and everything, and all the fees and things associated with that. But I think it's also important for us to realize that if this was led by clergy, we're human too. And we have our own ideas, we have our own thoughts about where this parish should lead us, and it's almost impossible for us to act dispassionately in those situations. And when people are coming up to us with ideas, maybe we'd be afraid to say something that might offend the sensibilities of like, oh no, like I can't say that because that's what the deacon always wanted to do, or that's what that's what I don't know what maybe I want to say, and I think that having someone from the outside come in give us an opportunity to be honest, to be open, and be to be able to share both the good and bad things that are happening right now, both inside our community and outside, and we not hold back, because we're either afraid of upsetting a clergyman or for us clergy, trying to impart our vision and not listen to you to hear what God's vision is for the community. Third, I want to maybe talk about the money aspect of it, like why are we spending money now? Why are we doing this at a time when again there's uncertainty? I think it's important for us to realize that even though that we are looking at probably a little bit of down year and maybe 10 or 20% lower than what we were hoping to bring in, our expenses are on the other end the same in a period are lower. We've been able to, because of the various aspects of moving to virtual and because of the 10 weeks that we were praying together at home, we are in a position where financially it makes sense to do this. And the way to look at this in one way is when we bought the furnace, the heating units, the cooling units that had helped with keep this room at temperature and keep the oxygen flowing, that was not a hit to our operational budget. Our operational budget, if you look very closely in our goal, even if we don't necessarily make the goal, there's many aspects of forced savings in there, and that we will cut back on savings if the money doesn't come in, but we meet the budget even if we don't meet that weekly goal. And I'm not saying to give less, but it's important for us to realize that we have several funds that have been set up as saving funds that have different ways of funding them outside of our operational budget, outside of your stewardship. And in fact, the fund that this money will come out of is paid exclusively right now by our parking tenants, and it's a hassle. I'll just tell you, it's a hassle to have our parking rented out during the week. Us jockeying to find parking spaces each day. But let's put that money to work, and let's actually kind of take this kind of disadvantages of having our parking rented out and use that money and apply it towards this. And again, we won't see a hit on our operational budget. This comes out completely devoid, and it is funded from our parking income. And finally, I wanted to answer the question, why do it now with, when at a time when we see our attendance down, or we might feel like our church isn't as full as it was before. And it's important to realize that that's, again, as Justin said, that's very temporary. But it's also important to realize is that while we are praying here, that those that have gathered in here, and very grateful that it feels like a full place, even with our lower attendance. That just shows you how much our space is a limitation here at Holy Trinity. But remember, there are so many people who are joining us either by the live stream, they're joining us coming in during the week and participating in the sacraments as their conscience allows them. And many are actually blessed to be worshiping in other places, and that's all good things. But we're still one Holy Trinity family. And we do look for the time when we all can come back and we can all feel like this church is ready to welcome us. And we have to be very honest with us. Just because of the limitations of our space, not everyone can be with us together. And that's a great opportunity to jump into what we all know is an issue here at Holy Trinity is our space. And to engage with an architect and consultants who can look at the situation, look at our property, look at other properties, and find out exactly what we want and how we can get there, and so that everybody is, our family can all be together under one roof. Church is more than just a building, but it's important that we're able to worship together. It's one thing that's always come out of these strategic planning processes, that we're one family. And one thing that this will do, and I'd really encourage you to think about this and pray over this and as we talk together in the next couple of weeks, having the opportunity for us to come together, whether it's virtual or in person, is going to unite this community like we've never seen before. And we need to be united as we face all the challenges and all the difficulties that are being faced, both in our church and outside of our church. This is an opportunity for us to come together and all to listen to one another and see what we need and what we need out of our church And so now is the time, and now is the time to come together, and the ability to listen to each other and to tell someone from outside our community what makes Holy Trinity wonderful. Bob was moved to tears with how beautiful our church is. We need to continue to move forward and to give God something to bless. You know, if we don't move forward, God can't bless inactivity. He only can bless us moving forward in faith. And I do commend all of this to your prayers, and thank you for the opportunity to address you today.
Thank you, Father Deacon.